Hello everyone, welcome to the greatest racetrack on the Formula 1 2022 game. Welcome to historic Spa for round 14 of the World Championship here in ALR Gold Season 8 then. We've had controversy and we've had drama, haven't we, in the last couple of races especially. And on this circuit we are probably expecting more of the same thing, I would hazard a guess there. But hopefully the championship rivals could provide themselves with more space between each other. But this is the scene here in the Ardennes Forest and the longest race circuit on all of the Formula One calendar. On the all Formula 1 calendar, just a smidgen over 7 kilometers long, or 4.3 miles, depending on your unit of measurement and metrics and all that. I kind of always go with the smaller measurement of unit of measurement because then it makes me feel so much better. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get on with qualifying, shall we? Of course, 3 qualifying sessions and to sink our teeth into tonight. I know you've already had a warded off serious mushroom, as we do not want to mention the first race of the season, of the actual F1 2023 season, so I won't ruin it, and I think it's the same for Nosey as well, because Nosey has been down in London at the moment preparing his art exhibition, which I think he's got to go back down there on Wednesday as well. But we'll see how that goes with commentary. But hopefully we'll find a way to do that, because unfortunately I'm also down in London as well. On Wednesday, which I'm going to try and get out of as much as possible because I don't really fancy going to London on a Wednesday personally. But there you go, that's just me, mainly because I quite like me trees and me old tree house there, and also lighting a fire with a bit of wood and flinting up that way. You can tell I'm not really an outdoors, do you? I don't really watch Bear Grylls or anything like that. But yes, we are here tonight at historic Spa for round 14 into the championship. And talking of the championship, as we're only a couple of seconds into the session, it stands like this. Well, actually, before I do so, Chappers has replaced Pease, who in the Williams, and Pease has still got Williams' best result of the season with second position, but Chappers is now driving for the Pease because I don't think Pease has raced since Canada. And also we might have to replace Tegan Sonat as well. He's unfortunately only had 3 races, didn't he? The second Williams driver, but due to the horrific earthquake that went on over in Turkey several weeks ago, he's been absolutely a hero, hasn't he, across there, and helping out his fellow countrymen and women. So really amazing stuff to see, and that's a lot more important than me sitting here talking to you guys, really. But but of course, Sonat is going to be welcomed back with open arms if and when his country does come back to some normality, which we've all got our fingers crossed, haven't we, after that horrific earthquake over there. Anyway, let's go on with the championship, shall we? It is, of course, after 13 rounds that Boxtel still leads the way, but him and Percy are getting very friendly on circuit at the moment, or maybe unfriendly is probably the better way to say it. But Boxtel's lead is only 6 points now between himself and Troy, who won his 3rd race of the season last time out in Hungary. It's a very well controlled drive from Mr. Troy. Brilliant stuff indeed. We have got Percy now 24 points away from Troy, and about 30 points away from Boxtel, give or take a point or two. As you can see, my maths is appalling. German moves himself back up into 4th position, with Kush moving his way up into 5th as well. Good stuff indeed there for those two. Those are the 2 big movers last week. Wooter dropping down to 6th in the championship on 77 points there. Mr. Rage moving up to 49 points. Chazza on 48, and Marky still in the top 10 on 39 points there, but joint on 39 points with Liam Ye, who's in 9th position as well. Liam Ye not here tonight, as we'll tell you why in just a jiffy. 11th in the championship is Sam Green on 38 points, 36 for Glock, 31 for Alhan. Hats off to Alhan as he's racing tonight. He will be in the session momentarily, but he's racing tonight, but then he's going straight out to work. So there he is, talking to the devil, and he shows up. So very good stuff indeed there for Alan. Good commitment, I love it. Of course, I would not be going to work, I'll be going to bed. Unfortunately, I've got to go back to work tomorrow after a week off, and which I'm going to absolutely, it's going to be horrific from my point of view. I quite like my bed. 14th edition is Gamer 29 points, 25 points for Vesley. Sonat, who might be replaced for the Williams, but currently is in 17th edition relegation zone. Mumford, his best result of the season last time out, is 18th edition. Chappers, he's at this his 3rd race of his career in gold. He is now well, stepping up to the Williams full time. Good luck to him. And KD, KD also on 0 points as well. So those two are unfortunately nil points so far as we go down the Kemmel Straight as well. Lovely over-the-shoulder shot here from Chambers, right inside the cockpit almost there. Lovely stuff indeed. AlphaTauri leads the way in the Constructors' Championship with McLaren in second, 40 points behind. Remember, McLaren are going to trying to equal the record of Renault's 3 Constructors' Championships in ALR Gold. But at the moment, they've got a bit of a mountain to climb now with AlphaTauri. Aston Martin in 4th position now. Great season so far for Aston Martin on 7 points. And Haas are 88 points further adrift. And Haas are doing a much better job than what they were doing last season. 11 points in front of Ferrari in 5th position. Good day out for Ferrari last time out though. Alpine, same for them as well, in 6th position, and they are now on 111 points there. Not in the 100 mark yet is Red Bull. They're on 92 points. Alfa Romeo 6 points away from Red Bull. Then we've got Mercedes on 81 and Williams on 71 points. It's been a bit of a revolving door at Williams though, so hopefully they can get some stability in the final stages of this championship. In the joint constructors, we're on board the Williams driver of Chappers in the joint constructors. Alpha, no, we'll come back to that in a minute then, because Chappers is about to complete his lap in car 92 out of the bus stop chicane, which is not, which I must say, I prefer the old version of the bus stop chicane, but I am old. It's a 44.99 then for Chappers. Can he get some points in on his third attempt here in ALR Gold? I think that has to be the expectation for the Williams driver. Sweet then is not out of the woodwork yet either. Of course, he's joint on 6 points with Mumford at the moment. Sweet is so Sweet and Mumford. Mumford's not here tonight, unfortunately. So it'll be a siege and he'll be driving in the second Ferrari. Sweet goes fast. There's 3 tenths of a second in front of Chappers, and they will be relegation rivals potentially from now until the end of the season. Then we got a Moltor as the sun is actually bursting through the clouds then here in Spa. But I am expecting some kind of rain over the next 3 days we're here. Just going over the line is a Malta on a 43.8. Then Green goes into second fastest in the Red Bull. The other Red Bull is taking a bit of a spin, and that is a Coupe, unfortunately, but a lovely pirouette then, and he is back around and facing the correct way. Wouter on a lap, so let's go on board with Wouter then, and he is down at 6th in the championship. Let me go to the comments, shall we? Actually, before I do, someone's already stolen my thunder, and that is Equal said, happy birthday to X Gamer. Yes, indeed, then. X Gamer, who let's watch him, shall we? X Gamer, he is also from this part of the world as well. So X Gamer on his home Grand Prix on his birthday. Happy birthday to you, my good sir. And of course, I think he's 18 today, which means he can officially buy a lottery ticket. Well, he certainly can in the UK anyway. Or he's on 16, I'm not too sure. I must say that I still get ID'd for lottery tickets at the moment anyway. But there we go then. Yes, happy birthday to Gamer. Also, happy birthday to Liam, yeah, as well, who I don't think is 18. I think he's a bit older than that then. Liam, yeah, if he doesn't mind me saying so. But he is out on the tiles tonight, Liam, yeah. So we'll see him back in Zandvoort in a week time. But also, happy birthday to him as well. So 2 drivers then who have got the same birthday. And also, happy birthday to Jim, who is 60 today in the Aston Martin team as well, the official football Aston Martin team. He is as well, but I can't remember what his job title was. Unfortunately, unfortunately, they didn't say it on the radio. We have got Serious Russian Trust Me, which is never a good sign. And hashtag ALR equals saying. We have also got Good Luck Cole, Coop and Chappers. Aston now. Mushroom is saying, and it's sunny all sessions out. Good stuff indeed. So Gamer, a happy birthday, and also Liam, yeah, as well. Then we've got Wouter going fastest out on a 43.323 down for Wouter. Good stuff, Ben, and he is on his way as well. Marky going at 3rd fastest. Then I do think that Marky probably should be a lot higher in the championship. Remember though that he last time he raced in the ALR before the season, he was in silver, but he's had a really good season. I think Marky has, but he could really be so much higher in my opinion. He's been involved in a lot of first lap skirmishes. I do think a lot of drivers have been a lot of first lap skirmishes, and whether it's been harder than normally around in ALR remains to be seen, mainly because I haven't done my homework, which is shocking behaviour by myself. But there you go, I've been eating cookies and watching the Bahrain Grand Prix, which I must admit, I've been a bit of a slug in the last 3 days, because I've moved from as we're just on board with Gamer Nick just coming out of the Kemmel Straits, then up to Laycom, and then dropping down the hill as well. Now now we're on board with the birthday boy. Let's go for the joint constructors then. AlphaTari, 359 points. Good evening to you, Box Talent, as he gives me a wave and a lovely smiley face. Fantastic stuff. AlphaTari, 359 points in front of Aston Martin, who are second at the moment. Alpine are third, then they're 78 points away from the Aston Martin. Haas is 77 points away from the Alpine team. McLaren 31 points away from the Haas team. Ferrari just hitting the 500 mark, 501 points they've got there, about 36 points away from McLaren. Then we've got a massive gap between Ferrari and Mercedes, about 90 points so far. Red Bull 1 point behind Mercedes, so they're not too far away then. It's going to be quite interesting. Williams are 86 points away from the Red Bull and the Mercedes battle, so it's kind of 2 by 2 at the back then, with Alfa Romeo only 8 points away from the Williams. And it's Alfa Romeo and Williams probably be hoping not to finish at bottom and get that wooden spoon then, if for finishing bottom as well. I'm not sure if ALR's ever issued a wooden spoon. Coming across the line, Gamer going second fastest there. Good time indeed there for Gamer. Another driver like Marky, in my opinion, who's had a lot of bad luck so far this season. We do have a Haas of Mr. Rage coming through the bus stop chicane before he accelerates out of it. And away he goes out, coming over the grid hatches as well. And Mr. Rage going second fastest. This places Gamer by 4/10 of a second then. Mr. Rage, in my opinion, is probably one of the drivers of the season for me. He's been absolutely outstanding. As I remember, last season, he raced in the last 8 races of last season, I believe, when we was HD Season 7, when we was HD Division 1, I should say, but in gold, he has really flourished, hasn't he? He's done a really good job, and absolutely, he is one of my personal favourites for driver of the season then, of course, which, remember, those are the awards, the annual awards that come out at the end of the season as well then, so keep an eye for that, folks, and as the polls will be coming out, won't be coming out now, they'll probably be about another 6-7 weeks time. That doesn't sound far away, does it? German going 5th fastest. It's quite scary, actually, when I put it like that. Goodness gracious me. Well, that's probably the reason. This flies by, doesn't it, when you do like 24-hour seasons? Because that's like 24 weeks almost. Alhan's left the session in disgust, I think, with the we've realised that we've only got like about 10 more weeks to go until the season ends. Because we do have a couple of breaks, and we also have an Easter break as well. In between that, as Vesey out the final turn, Vesey DRS is online. Vesey across the line going 7 fast as well. There's some very good times out there at the moment. Really impressive stuff there from the teams and drivers alike. Just a quick plug for you then, whilst I catch my breath. Of course, it is the usual format this week again. So we'll also have silver and bronze also in action as well on Monday night. Knowles will be taking you through the action, and then on Tuesday night I'll be back in the old comms box again for Spa. And then I think, where are we after that? I think we're in. Hang on, let me get the old calendar for 100%. I think we're in Belgium for. Yeah, we are in. No, sorry. We are in the Dutch. We're in the Netherlands, aren't we, for the 100% league? So that's going to be interesting. And of course, that's also a lovely preview for what's coming up in next week's race, which of course is in the Dutch Grand Prix. So we have about 9 races to go in this season. We've got 10 if you 9. Yes, we do have. We have 11 races still, don't we, in this championship still? So, including this one, no, 10, I say. Goodness me, if I could count, it'll be very dangerous indeed, wouldn't I? Might go for war or domination. But Cush out there at the moment. But yes, of course, we have round at 14 out of 24. This is the longest race of the season. The longest race. This is the longest race of the season, but it's also the longest season in ALR history. Remember, this is with 24 Grand Prix. And whoever wins this is definitely going to very much earn it. And it's certainly going to be, there's so many twists and turns. I said about, who is it? Who's in 4th position at the moment in the championship? Hang on, let me get my old book back up. I think it is, yeah, German. He was 93 points away from Percy in the championship, who is in 3rd at the moment. But of course, with so many races still to come this season, that could, and that's about 200 odd points. There's still about 200 odd points left for debate. Just adding on the fastest laps as well. Hang on, here's my quick maths. About 211 points up for grabs in the Drivers' Championship alone. And of course, that is actually the exact amount that Boxtel has scored in the first 13 rounds of this championship. So anything can still happen in this championship. Anyone can still get anywhere. Of course, form is temporary, class is permanent. Kush is certainly class in his debut season, along with himself and Wouter. Alpine have had a very much up and down season this one, haven't they? I feel that they probably would be. I think they probably would like to have both started the season together, Kush and Wouter, as they had musical chairs right at the beginning, like Williams are experiencing now. But and Williams, you can tell that that's really hurting the Williams team because they're bottom of the constructors at the moment. Chappers goes into 11th fastest then in car 90, but he's the newest Williams driver, and I'm hoping that he'll be staying in that seat then till the as Boxtel is got damage there, and there's a Mercedes that is touring around in the background as well. But Boxtel, this is not good at all. This is the longest circuit. Chaza goes third fast, but Boxtel has got some major issues in that McLaren, and that could be a major sticking point indeed then for himself and for the McLaren team as well. Then hopefully is a Coupe going 12 faster than the Red Bull. Good time there from Coupe, but of course we are going to be losing the 5 slowest drivers then. Percy crawling back into the garage now as Troy is on a lap, and we're going to see how much time is left on the clock at the moment. Serious Motion, Mr. Racing driver of the season, put in with that rubbish thing. Good evening, and that's good. Good evening, and that's good afternoon for me. Kaz is saying, and of course, Kaz, I'm living in Canada as well. Is it snowing up in Canada at the moment? Of course, I've been watching a lot of TikToks because I am obsessed, shockingly enough, and I'm sure Carl just teleported out of the screen there. Teleportation is not allowed in the across the line going Troy, 4 tenths per second away from Mr. Rage. So Troy, that's a good banker lap, isn't it? But I'm wondering if Troy was hoping to be a bit further up the field. I'm trying to look to see what the clock says, but Boxtel's coming back out on circuit now. This is not ideal then. I think Gold can beat the excitement that they had that we had earlier on today. Potentially. But of course, Serious Mushroom does not want to hear any more about that. But I've got to say, Gold always produces an exciting race, doesn't it? A yellow flag then coming out of the chicane at Paul Ferrer. Is that? I think about Paul Ferrer. And Percy giving a wicked amount of oversteer there. My word, he was lucky that he was not pinched into the barrier at quite a almighty amount of knocks there. If he went off there, that would have been it for Percy's qualifying session. He would have had to start potentially from the back of the field, and the man who is 30 points behind in the championship cannot afford that at this stage of proceedings. I have just waffled on that there's about 211 points left for grabs in the championship. However, sorry, I stubbed my toe and it really hurt now. That's not what I want at this stage of proceedings, is it? And I've completely thrown myself off, of course, because I've really stubbed my toe and it actually hurts. Kaz saying then, oh goodness me, minus 29, not counting the win. Kaz saying, oh gosh, that's ridiculously cold then. Oh my word. There's me complaining that it was like 4 degrees the other day, and I think the old Great Britain is meant to have some snowy spells on Tuesday, which I've got my fingers crossed for, because then that means I'd have to go to London on Wednesday. Green coming out of Blanchemont and now coming into the bus stop chicane, which is not the most beautiful piece of tarmac in the world, is it? However, that's what we got. Unfortunately, Siege is on a lap as well, and of course he's replacing Mumford, another driver who probably, in my opinion, has been absolutely fantastic this season. Siege is absolutely brilliant in the Formula 2 motor car, isn't he? Really good stuff indeed for Siege. He was magnificent, was in the F2 season we had last season. As we're just watching Siege coming up the Kemmel straight now in the Ferrari. Of course, love the horns there on the top of the crash helmet there for Siege. Not sure if they'll pass regulations in the real world of Formula 1, but oh gosh, there's the back end trying to step out of the top of Lake Com there. But Siege there, but just about getting away with it. It was not as a horrific snap of oversteer as what Percy had. It was Percy's time, put him 11th at the moment. I can't go home until the ice roads are cleared for crossing then. I'm ready for Boxtel versus Percy, Charles Palmer is saying that. I must say, was UFC on last night? I think it was, wasn't it? So we might have some more UFC fighting going on. I must say though, I think was it John Jones returning? So was it John Bones Jones? I think his nickname is, or something like that. I'm not too sure. I don't really know much about me UFCs, to be honest. I don't know much about any other story apart from Formula 1, and even that could be a stretch sometimes. We're just watching Siege and coming up to Blanchimont now. This track does remain relatively unchanged. And of course, I think that for the F1 2023 game, we'll have a slightly different circuit because they have changed the profile of Eau Rouge and Radion. So they might be a bit easier then for the drivers then. Just going across the line, Siege going onto a 44.7 then, which is the slowest of the time runners so far. Sam Green, a great time for Sam Green. Percy's retired in 12th position now. That is not good for Percy. Boxtel only on a 44 as well. And Boxtel's out of qualifying here. Goodness gracious me. And Chappers is, oh my goodness me. And that is not what I was expecting. The championship leaders had an almighty problem. And whilst I've been waffling away, I didn't realise the clock had finished. Out the final turn in for Alhan across the line. He is through as well, so is Coop, Chappers, Boxtel, Siege and Nosey all out of qualify. Nosey have just come back from an art exhibition. But my goodness gracious me, look, I cannot believe what I'm seeing then. Boxtel, that damage to the wing on his first lap then, on his first out lap. And all of a sudden, it is completely gone on his head here. Goodness gracious me! This is not a too bad circuit to overtake on. However, as Vesey going third fastest. However, that is not what we was expected. That was not what Boxtel would have been expected. Percy only down in 13th position as well, but Boxtel's going to have to come through the field here. My goodness gracious me, that is absolute shock, isn't it? I'm shocked. I've almost fallen off of my poof that I'm sat on at the moment. Shocking instead of indeed that. Lesby times a bit on the blink, and Boxtel's out of qualifying. I can barely believe it in this one. Well, Kaz has had his message retracted then. I wonder if there's a bit of some colourful language in there potentially. It was Becca. She got fight of the night too. Wonder how. We've also got Championship. Dan wouldn't have gotten out in time for that last lap then. Unfortunate, but let's make a note for the race then. 1 second off first, and I'm 17th. Crazy. It is incredibly crazy. Look how close the top three are. Between the two Alpines and Vesey, and a bit of a different order there, isn't there? But I think the Alpines have been, in the last couple of races or so, the Alpines have really been, have really started to really come to the fold, haven't they? They've had a pole position last time out in Hungary, didn't they, with Kush? Brilliant pole position as well. And they've had a couple of podiums as well. But this is what I need to focus on. Knowlesy, Siege, Boxtel, Chappers and Cope, all out of qualifying. Chappers disappointed, but only a second away. But surprising to see Siege and Boxtel out of qualifying here. Oh, thank you, Kaz, and I'm glad that you've confirmed that it was John Jones. And thank goodness for that, as I thought I was going to be forward on my sword then. To be honest, I don't really have a sword. The only thing I have in front of me is a pen, but the pen is always mightier than the sword, isn't it? I don't know who came up with that, because I think I'd rather go to battle with a sword, really, rather than a pen. But there we go. Well, if it's on Lord of the Rings or something like that. Shockingly, I have never ever watched Lord of the Rings, and you think a big old nerd like me would watch something like that, but I don't know why. It's just not something that I would enjoy, to be honest. A big old Star Wars fan, I love it. I'm not really a fan of Star Trek either, to be fair, but unless of course it was the Jean Picard era, mainly because I love that. I love Patrick Stewart. I think it's amazing. Boxtel, zero pace here. So Boxtel, of course, he had a wing damage anyway, but that might have contributed ever so slightly. But yeah, it's shocking to see Boxtel out here. I am absolutely, I was taken back by that completely. And I thought we had a bit more time on the clock, but it just shows how long this circle is. It's just over 4 kilometers long. This one is the longest in all of the Formula 1 season. This one is as well. So that means that it's going to be a stretch to get these runs in. So you cannot make mistakes there. And unfortunately for Boxtel and his fans, he is going to be sitting in the garage. He's going to be a spectator like you and I, which I must say that was not on my bingo card for tonight. And good job I brought some squash as well here. I'm actually got the old apple and blackcurrant tonight, which is fantastic. I'm really into that at the moment. I used to love summer fruits, but I think I've drank it so much I've kind of gone off it, which is very disappointing. I'm also on the Coca-Cola as well. Pepsi has been thrown to one side as of lately. The Pepsi bottles have gone to £2.50, whilst the Boston Cokes are only like £2.30 in local Tesco's at the moment, which is shameful behaviour. But there you go. Then, of course, that has been my problem for the last couple of days. Is shopping at Tesco's and seeing those horrific prices, but they do say everything helps. Right then, this qualifying 2 session is underway. We've got another 15 minutes on the clock. Of course, the one disappointing thing, of course, the Bahrain, it was great to see F1 back today, but Sarah's Russia close ears because there is a spoiler alert coming. Unfortunately, the Saudi Arabia in 2 weeks' time, there is no Ted Kravitz, which I just found out on the Ted's notebook, which I'm absolutely devastated by. Of course, Ted is one of my favourites, men in all the candidates. Out of bar turn there from German, and coming now out of up into Eau Rouge and through to Radion as well, and lovely stuff indeed. Now at the Camel Straight. Only 2 DRSs around here, so of course, but this is such a fast and flowing circuit. This would be much more of a downforce kind of circuit, I would say, and I would also say it's probably a one-stopper as well. About safety cars, which is a big if, I would say, because the top of the hill over Radion, it is very difficult to control the car with so much. There's so much less downforce on the car, and if you have too much downforce on the car, which you probably like around this part of the circuit here where German is now, but you'll just be a sitting duck then, coming out of Stavelo and up through Blanchemont into the bus stop chicane. So you really need a lower downforce package, don't you, around here? German, then of course he won his I think it was his 16th Grand Prix of his career, or was it his 13th? I think it was his 13th. Just rushing that keeps you and personally apart. Geordie is unfortunately box out a bit of a nightmare when it comes to qualifying. Unfortunately, just strung with pace around here, which is absolutely shocking indeed, isn't it? And I'm wondering if Percy is going to be. I wonder if Boxtel is going to be a bit concerned by that, because we've got another low downforce circuit coming up in Monza, not next week, but the week after potentially. So that is a bit of a concern as well. Coming across the line, then German goes fast then on soft tyres. Of course, we don't have that rule anymore where if you start, if you set the fast tyre on your tyre in Q2, if you get to qualifying 3, then you have to start on that tyre. Of course, not anymore then. Glock is starting up a lap now. What about Markey? Markey has abandoned his time and come into the pit lane. What about 2 Alpines? The Alpines is also one Alpine's in the pits, but the other Alpine has gone through and it's a second quicker. Kush is really coming into his own lately, isn't he? Goodness gracious me. Maybe a driver that you need to keep an eye out for next season potentially. Maybe even this season as well. As I mentioned, then there's about 200 points less up for grabs. So Kush could still really could very much gate crash the party for the championship, couldn't he? I think both Alpines could potentially in this one there, but he goes faster so far. Sweet about it in his time, so I'm going to stick with Glock at the minute. The first ever silver world champion Glock is. Of course, all those many moons ago, I think it was about 5 seasons ago now, something like that. Goodness gracious me, of course, Glock was absolutely dominated that season. Only recently, oh gosh, and he spun the car there, coming down to Puyong there, and Puyol then, it's Puyong, isn't it? Not Puyol. Puyol's a defender. But as he gets the car back straight and out there, but I was just about to say that Glock's domination in silver only recently as his 15 pole positions in silver have been broken. Of course, that was broken by Fangio, wasn't it, a few weeks ago? But remember, the Glock did that in one season. Fangio's done that over the course of 2 seasons. But however, I think he's very much on course to have the most pole positions ever in any ALR season. I think he's got about 10 already in only 13 rounds. Well, qualifying is bad at the moment. Boxtel saying so much in here, but you still have the pace to crush then. And just watching Glock then recovering after that almighty spin there. Goodness me, that certainly would have woke me up anyway. We got Alhan at the top of the hill. We got Gamer, I should say, just coming out of as field. That's where Glock just spun a minute ago. And now as we now we're into the final stages of the lap. Then, of course, now this is where you don't want. Now this is where you don't want any more drag on the car than you really have to. It's now a long blast then. Through the Ardennes Forest, and there it is, and the next decision he will make on the brakes will be at the bus stop chicane, and it's this long drag then. He isn't using any of his battery, so you can see the telemetry down the bottom of the screen now. He is not using any deployment Gamer isn't there, so I wonder if he is saving his best run for later on in this qualifying 2 session, when the track becomes a bit more rubbered in then. Sunshine, as Knowles said, it's a beautiful day out there, and I think Knowlesy is probably on top of the garages right now with his legs out, enjoying the beautiful sunshine here in Spa. Percy's gone purple in the first sector. We'll see if he can be able to carry that through into the in the final 2 sectors as well. Alhan now coming into the bus stop chicane then. Of course, very much off camber. It's a very awkward corner now. So I like the old bus stop chicane. I do miss it indeed, because they started to modder. What's it? I don't know. I'm starting to amend it. That would do, isn't it? As we try to use big words, and perhaps my IQ is failing me there. But they tried to amend it around 2002 onwards, didn't they? We've had a lot of different variations of that bus stop chicane. Oh, Percy once again. We see him on a snap of oversteer there, coming out of Les Corbes, and now he's had another snap of oversteer. This is that car is not feeling too planted there, is it? But he may have a rocket ship then in sector 2 and sector 3, which may help him for overtaking them. So he may not be set up for qualifying here, but he may be set up for the race then. And now coming up into the bus stop chicane then, as Percy then breaking down then into second gear then, before navigating his way then. Look at that, that was neat and tidy there for Percy, wasn't it? Beautifully done there. Across the line then, Boxall's going to be looking at this lap there. 6 fast for Percy, but he had an almighty wobble. The other driver that I think that Percy, the Boxall's going to be looking at, is not that AlphaTauri just seen flash up on the screen. It is the other AlphaTauri of Troy, who is now out of the garage. And is on a lap now. We'll keep an eye on what Troy can do. Remember, Troy only 6 points away. Can Troy take the lead in the World Championship coming out of Spa here tonight? Goodness gracious me. And then the hunter becomes the hunted, don't they? And how is that going to change his dynamics? When we interview the drivers, we do ask them about how they change. Router has absolutely blitzed the entire opposition over 42.8. Good heavens above. Magnificent stuff indeed there. Wow, that's pretty impressive stuff indeed there. Percy, who is it's the wrong Aston Martin I've got there, is it? Goodness gracious me, then you would think they'll get used to this by now, but never mind. We've got Glock on an out loud moment there. We've got a very slow Vesey, so I'm going to stick with Troy then, who's just come out the Jackie X turn. And now then, this is the man who potentially could take the lead in the championship. AlphaTauri needs to extend that lead in the constructors while McLaren starting to eat into that constructors lead at the moment, haven't they? So it is getting very interesting indeed in the drivers and the constructors. As I mentioned, the McLaren going for 3 constructors championships in a row, which has never ever been done in ALR. They will also equal the most constructors won in which is of course set by Renault, wasn't it, back end of season 5. Lovely bit of slipstreaming here for Vesden as goodness me, I wonder if Wesley might have given a bit more room, but who do I know, because I have now been relegated to the commentary box, mainly because I was pretty awful at driving. I also took out my teammate. Out of the final turn then comes Troy, and how is this going to do then for the championship protagonist? It is fastest there by 7/800ths of a second there, potentially there. It is, I should say, for Troy. The purple everywhere, and of course the man who won his 3rd race of the season last time out in Hungary. A completely different kettle of fish this one is, so isn't it, here in Spa? Fast and flown and not very technical at all, is it, from as Gurman's at the pits? Not very technical and twisty, is it? But still needs to get the job done. Very fantastic stuff indeed there. We've got a bit of banter going on between Brooks and Zero Special. Then, of course, is as much as the rivalry has been simmering between Boxtel and Percy, I do think there is a lot of respect there, and I also think that I don't think it's nuclear, not by any stretch of imagination there, but it has been a bit heated. But I don't think it is not nuclear, not by any stretch of imagination. Out of final turn then for Glock, cross the line. And that's third fastest there for Glock. And of course, he's really struggled with these Formula 1 2022 motor cars, hasn't he? I think that if we go back to the 2020s and 2021s, when they had a lot more, when it was very much not ground effect cars, my goodness me, Glock was very difficult to catch, to beat, really, wasn't he? So it's a different formula these days, but Glock is getting better and better every time he sets his foot into these Formula 1 cars. Mr. Rage going third faster, once again showing that he has been an absolutely outstanding driver this season, and once again showing his mettle. Just watching also them flying past us, coming into Blanc-Chaumont as well. Percy, just like Boxtel, saying that he's got no pace either. He's also slow here in Spa. My goodness me, this is going to get very interesting indeed. Troy puts in a casual 42. And now I'm going to pick my predictions for today's race card, saying that I'd like to hear what your prediction is, my good sir. I'm not going to put my predictions in because, to be honest, every time I do, it usually goes wrong for the driver I pick. Oh my gosh, oh my word, 7/10 of a second up. This was the early pace setter in Q2, wasn't it? And now he has found some more time. This Alpine machine is looking pretty ominous at the moment. Very good stuff indeed then. In the relegation zone, remember this is full qualifying. Unlike silver and bronze, this is a full qualifying session. So qualifying 1, 2 and 3. 18 minutes for qualifying 1, 15 for qualifying 2 and 12 for qualifying 3. We're aiming to the 5 slowest drivers in this one, and Kush going third fastest. Also in the 42.9 as well. 3 drivers into the 42.9s. Lovely. Immortal is currently 12th in the World Tour. Remember, another win last month in the 100% League in Bahrain last Wednesday. Pretty dominant, was it? Pole position to checker flag. Mega stuff indeed there for Immortal. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see this gentleman maybe take up that second Williams seat then in place for Sonat for the time being then for Immortal. But of course, that is down to Farfan. It's down to Farfan and whoever wants to volunteer to take on these gladiators. And the 2.5 up in the second split time now for Immortal. That's pretty impressive for the Haasdriver. And of course, Immortal's setting the 100% League on fire, isn't he? Really impressive stuff indeed. That very dominating performance, and he is one of the 8 reasons why AlphaTauri are leading the joint constructors quite comfortably. Pretty impressive stuff for Immortal. Out of the bus stop chicane, across the line, 8 faster on there for Immortal on a 43.7. I'm not sure if that's going to be too comfortable, to be honest. I feel that he's going to be very much on the edge of the drop zone there. So I think he's going to be He's going to be looking over his shoulder, I think, then, with Marquis. If I had 3 drivers I didn't like, I could pick them because then the curse doesn't matter. Only 3 in the 42s, and Kaz is saying. Indeed, but I think that we might get some more into the 42s, depending on how this will go. Marky has done a 15.4 in the second split time. We're just on board with Marky. There's coming to the bus stop chicane as well. Of course, we've had 7 Grand Prix here in the past, and of course the lap record is actually held by Chaz, I should say, on a 1:43.226 then. Last season's pole position was set by the eventual champion dating times on a 41.3. So it just shows how much slow these ground effect cars are. Marky going across the line. He is 8 fastest at the moment, Marky is. I don't think that's comfortable at all, personally. I feel that that might be a bit of a concern. So Marky is on a 43.6, 43.7 for Immortal, 44.6 for Sam Green. He was the final driver in the top 10 at the moment, but I think that the benchmark is about to be lowered then into the final bus stop chicane as well. And as I love that comment from Jordy, the track is so sick but also difficult. It's the best race track for me. I love it. Across the line then, and German going into the 43.1s then for German. Let's see how that one. Let's see if that should get through safely. Vesli 8 fast out of 43.4, a 43.6 for Immortal. What about Aston Martin there? Percy coming across the line, and can Percy make it through? He does make it through by the skin of the nose cone now. Well, I say by the skin of the nose cone as well, for it to be fair. Green's out of qualifying. He's invalidated his time. What about Sweet then? He hasn't put a time on the board just yet. Gamer out of qualifying on his birthday. What a shame now. And in his home Grand Prix as well. So that is very disappointing indeed then. Yellow flag then for the McLaren driver, and that is just when Serious Mushroom just mentioned that he's the most improved driver for himself then. So Serious Mushroom has brought the curse of the commenters back then. So that's Serious Mushroom I'm pointing the finger at. Now the final turn then for Sweet across the line, and he's 13 fastest for Sweet, and he was sharing the row with Green then. Alhan out the final turn as well. Can Alhan get himself up the order? He's only 12 fast as well. So we now know our drivers then that are through into qualifying free. And then we've also got Kat saying hard to make an early prediction. So go to wait for Q3 then. Good stuff indeed then. Yes, keep your predictions coming in for qualifying free then. But yeah, Marky out qualifying. Also out qualifying Green 15, 14 for Sweet. Marky in 13th position now. He invalidated his final time there in the McLaren. Unfortunately, 12 is Alhan. Gamer in 11th position there. So the top 10 is Immortal, Vesely, Glock, Chazza, Mr. H, German, Percy, both Alpines, and Troye also through as well. I don't know why I keep saying Torre all of a sudden there. Wow, that was a pretty full end of qualifying, wasn't it? Quite enjoyed that one. I do enjoy this circuit though. The races can sometimes be a bit flat, because we do kind of know what the strategy is. Unless it's a safety car, it's probably going to be a one-stopper. I think last season it was a medium to hard strategy, but I'm wondering if someone might try starting on the softs and go to the medium potentially. Or maybe speaking a whole lot of baloney here, but I'm sure I've done a career race around here the other day, and I was able to put, I put on the hard tires whilst the air put on the medium, so I'm not sure if that makes a difference or not. But remember, is that Troy has had enough of my commentary, but he's going to be loving the fact that he's fast in qualifying too, with his championship rival out of qualifying, and Percy 2/10 of a second away in qualifying too. However, qualifying free is going to be setting the grid for the top 10, which involves Troy and Percy, along with Reuter, Kush, Germa, Mr. H, Chazza, Glock, Vesey, and Immortal. I cannot wait for this. It's too good to miss. Just taking a look at the guys out of qualifying. Green out of qualifying. He said that time on the medium tire, so Green would have probably found an extra 8/10 of a second, plus track improvement as well. So there was the sky was the limit there for Green. Sweet in 14th position, Marky in 13th, Alhan 12th, and Gamer in 11th position now. Lost out by about 200 to a second. Gamer did from going through and staying in the bench for qualifying too. Serious Mushroom, a secret Arsenal fan, maybe, Sean. I actually am this season. I'd rather them win than Man City, but that's because I got sour grapes, really. There you go. I'm not a fan of Man City. Personally, I liked it when they first broke into the top four. However, I must admit, I am getting a bit bored of watching them win, so I kind of do want Arsenal to win, to be fair. But talking of football, then it was also a very good day for Liverpool fans, wasn't it? There, of course, I am one of them. I'm not going to brag too much there, mainly because I don't want to get lambasted in the comments, and of course, this is also a Formula 1 street, but I will just say 7-0. Right, German, only one set of tyres said, go out late, Gurney, Serious Mushroom is saying. So we have now got a couple of drivers coming out of the pits now, and I think German's one of them there, so Serious Mushroom may have said that a bit too late, unfortunately. Mortal coming out of the pits as well, Wooter also out of the pits. You cannot hang around here. As I said, this is a 7-kilometre long circuit. It is a very long out lap, a very long qualifying lap, and a very long in lap there. Boxtel, of course, it's great to have Boxtel in the comments there. As much as I would rather see him out on the circuit personally. No disrespect there at Boxtel, but I do love seeing you out on the circuit along with the other 19 drivers there. But Boxtel has gone for Troye and Reuter for the front row. I'm not going to say it. But all I'm going to say is actually the two Alpines look very impressive, don't they? And I do definitely agree with Reuter's look very ominous, hasn't he? But Troy there is very much on the outside there. He may be on used tyres, Sean. Thank you very much, Serious Mushroom. Yes, indeed. That's what you guys put in the comments there. There's being counting me chickens before they hatch. And yes, that's exactly right then. We don't know what tyre. Shame we don't have a graphic to tell us what if we're on used or used tyres, do we? But then again, it makes it more exciting, I suppose, doesn't it, for me? especially. We've got Glock then who's doing a lot of horse now. Of course, we know about that because the rear light is flashing there, as I said. So, and there is no rain in the air, and there's no rain predicted here tonight. So, of course, it's probably going to be raining in Silver tomorrow night. It normally does that, especially when farms are full. However, I'm sure the farm does this not as well. So, I just think Silver's just got the curse right up. Right then, there's a Glock coming out the front turn, and he's going to whirl away now. Let's go for a Glock, shall we then? Let's enjoy the adventure of the Spa Franchise Circuit and round number 14 of the championship. We have had 7 Spa races in ALR before tonight. This is the 8th one as well. And now coming out of last source and now powering away, coming down there as well. Look at that, that's so with us here in before coming up the hill, then coming over the brow of the hill as well, then coming up to the Lake as well on the Camel Straight. Then, of course, we had a very one of my memories I have around there was, of course, where John Cox and Grant came to blows out the Camel Straight. I remember that quite well because it was a very peculiar incident. And as we come out of Lake Como, so of course that corner is quite infamous. Then when Michael Schumacher and Damon Hill were dueling in 1995, weren't they? It was an absolutely epic duel between the two protagonists of that season's World Championship and the season before World Championship as well. To be fair, between those two drivers, it became a bit of a hot in the collar rivalry, similar to Foxton and Percy potentially. Of course, Schumacher went across the chicane, and because he switched to slicks, didn't he? Won that race, and it was impressive how. It was impressive how Schumacher kept it on the circuit there when it was raining heavy still, and he's still on slick tyres. Absolutely sensational. That was there. And I'm completely talked over once that when I should have been talking about it. That might be shocking. Right then, coming up to Blanchard as well. It's not even going to be a hit to the left. Not quite then, as you can see that the engine may have dulled ever so slightly before breaking down then into the bus stop chicane. Third gear then, so he still carries quite a lot of speed, then accelerates out DRS and he gets a beep in the ear across the line, and he is fast on a 43.7 there for Glock. I don't think that's going to be pole position for Glock, but he's certainly maybe happy-ish with that then. Reuter only in the 43s at the moment there for the Alpine driver, and again we was out on used tyres at a 43.3 for Immortal in the Haas machine. That's not too bad at all. What about the second AlphaTauri? He didn't put a time in, but Percy has it. He has also matched Reuter, and it's now on the front row of the grid. Then his qualifying was red flagged now. That would be Reuter, Percy, Immortal, Glock, and Vesley. Luckily, there is no red flags on this game. And look at Troy. He has got a lovely slipstream here from Vesley, and look at that then, right up the Camel Straight then. And look at that then, as I'm wondering now if Troy may have lost a bit of time, and I wonder if Vesley should have got away slightly earlier potentially. However, I'm not a streaming expert, am I? Serious Mushroom has predicted Troy pole, Immortal second, Nosey with a sneaky podium then for the race itself. Yellow flag has won the Ferraris off. That is German off at the top of the hill at Lake Como, unfortunately, for the Ferrari driver. Back with Chaz as well, as he is giving it 4 beans in the only Mercedes in this qualifying free session. A 14.7 in the second split time, then accelerates away, takes not too much curb there, as you could be sucked into the barrier quite heavily there and have an almighty shunt, which we've seen in the past around there. Coming up into Blanchard as well. Just like Glock, not even a lip bend, and maybe duller the power then as the engine loses a bit of momentum, break it down into third gear. 50 miles an hour before he gets back on the power then. His fuel light is flashed then. He's got a bit more deployment on the board as well. That's pole position. Good heavens above. Wow, that is absolutely sensational for Mr. Ranger started this lap as well. That's absolutely sensational for Chazza. And Chaz has been on pole position before, but I haven't got in my notes when, goodness me, across the line comes Troy, but he's snatching pole position by a 42.5 here by 3/10 of a second there from Chazza in second position. My goodness gracious me. What an incredible pole position lap that was for Troy. What an incredible second lap for Chazza, but it's not over yet. Then German has not put a representative time on the board just yet as he crawls back into the pit lane. Mr. Rage hasn't put a time on the board yet either. It is Troy in pole position with Chazza alongside on row 1. It's great to see Chaz up there. Chazza has got the most race starts without a Grand Prix win almost. I think he's in the top 3 now for Chazza, but I'm wondering if he can put that awful stat to bed here tonight. Good heavens above. 3rd position is Wuta with Percy in 4th at the moment. 5th position is Immortal with Glock in 6th. 7th position is Besley. 8th position and 9th and 10th. Not set times just yet. So Gurman made a mistake at the top of the hill at Lake Com. Kirsch has not set a time just yet. Mr. Rage is on a lap now. Percy looking for another pole position. Equals staying in. Coming out of Stavalo now then for Mr. Rage of 14.9 and just about sneaking into the 14s for intermediate sector 2 time then. As there is a marshal just waving a green flag. Do not worry about that. That means that the track is all clear. Knowles is saying, ha, good one. I would easily beat Troy and Immortal. Laugh out loud. Knowles is saying them from 20th on the grid. As of course then now into the final turns well and accelerating away, but remember that this is a track where you can overtake, so do not count anyone out, including Knowles across the line. Mr. Rage going on the same row as his teammate Immortal. Mega, absolutely fantastic. It's an all row 3 for the Haas team, and once again showing how much their season has changed from last season to this season. It's absolutely night and day, isn't it? Really good stuff indeed. Troy in the pits, and also Chaz in the pits, I'll show you. Also, Troy's just touring back into the garage as well then. So, I'm sure Chaz has had 2 pole positions in his career before. I think he has. He has had 2 pole positions, hasn't he? In 52 qualifying participations, he has been on pole position twice. Chaz has. Can he get his 3rd pole position here tonight? He is 3/10 of a second away at the moment. We haven't seen the best from Rooter. I don't think we've seen the best from Kush either. So this one is still all to play for. Immortal's out with 3.5 minutes to go in this session. Now, as the sun is starting to creep behind the It's starting to creep beyond the clouds. I don't say no, definitely count me out then. Of course, we can never count out Nosey, who is a 3-time Grand Prix winner, 2-time pole sitter, 14 times on the podium, and 4 driver days as well. And in 71 starts, it's the 72nd start tonight for Knowlesy. He is only DNF'd 14 times. So that's 1-4. Absolutely outstanding stuff indeed. I don't think there's any milestones to really talk about tonight, to be honest. Chaz on his 53rd Grand Prix start tonight. We've got Troy making his 56th start as well. Troy's got 5 wins in total now in his career, so which is absolutely fine stuff there. If he gets, he is Troy, if he gets a podium today in German Destiny, it would only be 4 podiums away from the most podiums in this current field with 22 now. Big Emerson's got the most there. I think he has 33 podiums or something like that. No, I think that's his wins, isn't it? Goodness gracious me, he's just incredible, isn't it? Troy 1, Percy 2, and 3. Kaza is now keeping that open then. He is unsure on that one. Outlaps now as the driver's starting to feed out of the pit lane. There's 2 Alpines out of the garage now. Zeus Rush can never count anyone out. 17 car pile-up income, and then 14 DNS, all in Austria. Laugh out loud, Nausea saying then. Well, we could definitely count 7 votes. I think we've had 7 races in Austria in ALR Gold. But yes, I would say the 7 of them have to come in Austria, really. Austria is a golden track. It always seems to rain when he was on the race winning strategy. Coming up into Lake On there, Immortal 72 hundredths of a second up then is Mr. Rage retired from the session. But a very good qualifying performance again there for Mr. Rage then. Serious Special said the mark, he was his most improved driver of the season. I think Mr. Rage is definitely up there as well. Is probably most improved driver of the season. I think the driver of the season as well for me as well. Kaz has said P1 for Troy, Percy P2 and Immortal P3. Oh goodness me, that is not what Boxtal wants to hear. He also coming from the back of the field as well. Boxtal down in 18th position. If you just joined us, welcome. I hope you got your Sunday afternoon cocoa or whatever else you drink on a Sunday. Maybe you got a lovely bit of tea or anything else, or maybe you've just got a bottle of Coke like I have as well, which is shocking, shocking stuff. Who cannot deny a bit of Coca-Cola? Immortal now, who probably isn't drinking Coca-Cola at the moment because he is flying up to a Blanchimont then. Man, I don't think he'd be drinking the Rich Energy either, personally, as if he's got the Haas colours on tonight, as Gunther Steiner may be smacking that door. into the bus stop chicane over there. We got 8 drivers on a lap then over the grid hatches as well, and a mortal second fastest there, an incredible time. He's found half a second. Mega stuff. Charles is starting his lap now. Percy, who's also starting his lap and trying to warm up those tyres. Vesley is coming out of the corner with no name. We have also got Troy, who is quite close to the back of Percy. I think he'd be kind of happy at that because he can pick up a slipstream, but Traversi's invalidated his time. He's got 10 seconds, but that is not enough for him to get him through. And I think Gurman's done the same as well. Gurman and Vessi have both finished their laps, and they both invalidated, which means they're both going to be 8th and 9th at the best here. Oh, goodness gracious me, Cush's on the lap at the moment. What about Glock? Glock is into the chicane before accelerating away now. I can't say Mr. Rage. I'll get accused of favouritism, as much as say that. I'll never accuse you of favouritism, my good sir. And of course, said if anyone ever does question it, always delete the comment there, because it's never there forever, I would say, unless on the screenshot there, of course. Glock coming up into a Blanchimont as well then. Of course, here comes Glock then. One more decision to make there for Glock, then he's 7th fast at the moment there. He's got 0.6 of a second to Mr. Rage to get himself onto the 3rd row of the grid for Glock. He is really having a great second half of the season, then compared to his first, he has done better than that. He has found 0.6 of a second, almost 7 tenths, and he is on road 2. Magnificent. Oh my goodness me, Kush is invalidated this time. He's going to be 10th on the grid then. That is a horror story for the Alpine. Wooter in second pass is not enough for pole position now. Oh my goodness gracious me, Mortal's already set a time and is out of this one then. What about Chaz? Chaz has found 800 seconds while he's loving the fact that Middlesbrough are on an absolutely high streak in championship there. Currently 3rd in the championship. Can Chaz get higher than that? No, he's also 3rd in the on the Spa Control Circuit as well. And emulating his beloved Middlesbrough team, fantastic. Percy's found 0.4 of a second was that in the second split time. Golly gosh, out of the final turn then for Percy. Is he going to spoil the parade? No, he isn't. He's on the 2nd row of the grid, but he's 3rd fastest. And Troy, who doesn't need to go for gold then because he's already got pole position. And Troy, who is going to be on pole position then for the Belgian Grand Prix. That's his 3rd pole position of the season as well. Well done indeed there to Troy then. And I think that Boxdale was absolutely right then. Really good stuff indeed there for Boxdale's into the pits. Now comes the Alpha Tauri. Oh, that was an interesting qualifying, wasn't it? Fantastic stuff indeed. And Troy, look at, oh my goodness, me, the top 4, less than a 10th of a second separates them. Troy fastest, pole position for the 3rd time of his career and of the season. Wooter alongside him on row 1, less than 1100ths of a second separates those 2 drivers. Percy, 1600ths of a second separates those 2 drivers as well. Percy is 5 pounds of a second away from getting on the front row. And Chaz at less than a 10th of a second as well. That is the front 2 rows here in Spa. Golly gosh! Wow, that was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? GG, insane lap. What insane laps Equal's saying. This track is so difficult over one lap. Gurman is saying it. Geordie has just thrown his his steering wheel across the rim then. Boxau saying GG's as well. Boxau goes, I think he's got his own Grand Prix next week, hasn't he, there for Boxau? But he's not going to be thinking about next week. And yes, Boxtel did get it right indeed then. But I don't think Boxtel's going to be too concerned just yet. He's not going to be concerned about the Dutch Grand Prix either, because there is still a race to come. There's 22 laps around this one. If it's a straightforward race, then there's just a one-stop strategy. It's not as difficult to overtake as it was a week ago in Hungary. So there can be a lot of twists and turns, as it is through the Ardennes Forest here tonight in Spa. Then as the drivers are now all on the group, then 20 drivers said going for battle here in Spa. I cannot wait. Getting the popcorn ready for Boxtel and Percy. I must say, unless of course they're on completely different strategies or something goes majorly wrong, they're both at the opposite ends of the field at the moment. One's in third, one's in 18th position at the moment now. As this went a bit wrong, then got my beer ready for this one. Serious Russia was saying that good stuff indeed. As yes, indeed, grab whatever you want. Then this is going to be a showdown, isn't there? A showdown, the Immortals. I don't just mean AC Immortal, as we've got a formation lap first, so I need to hold me horses there, calm myself down, and just relax. And no soft tire inside. It is hard so there's my strategy call out the window already. I thought, well, is he a soft runner? Shocking. Medium runners for Chaz, for Gernman, for Alhan, and the Bruto's just overtaking the pulse here now. For Chappers, for Siege, and for Nosey. Remember what happened to Michael Schumacher in the 94 British Grand Prix? Ironically, he got disqualified from this race as well, didn't he? Yeah, Michael Schumacher, remember that he overtook Damon Hill twice on the formation lap and got a black flag, didn't he? Of course, I don't think the stewards are going to be as brutal as they were back then. Of course, they were so brutal. Of course, remember they sent Martin Brundle home from one race because he missed the weighbridge. And the amount of drivers that missed the weighbridge today, we probably would have a 10-car field, really, wouldn't we? There's a Troy there, it's just on an outlap for Bowen then. But yes, this is going to get very interesting. I wonder if this is just about gaining chip, or does he need, he's almost going to race the speed on this outlap here. He really wants to roll out these hard tyres, doesn't he, Rooter does? So we'll go through the grid from front to back with 22 laps then around Magnificent Spa, Super Spa, Supreme Spa. And I don't know any other great words to give this. Troy, pole position for the third time in his career, and for the third time this season as well. Rooter is on the front row of the field, and he's got a Grand Prix win already. Can he get a second win? He won in Bahrain. He hasn't won since. Percy, it's an opportunity then to rein in that 30-point deficit between himself and Boxtel. Chazza in full position. It's great to see Chaz up there. He is on the softer tyre around. Of the drivers around him. Immortal in 5th position with Glock in 6th. 7th position is Mr. Rage with Vesey in 8th. German also on the medium tyres. Only 2 drivers on the medium tyres in the top 10 in 9th position. Kush did not get a time on the board as in the midfield, and I've swallowed me tongue. And of course, I do feel that Kush, when he's out in front, is pretty impressive. But in the midfield, it's where the carbon fibre zone is, so we'll keep our eyes up for that. Game in the length, we've got a Haas of Mr. Rage. I pick up the circuit. Alhan in 12th position, Markey in 13th. Alhan also on medium tyres. Sweet in 14th. Green in 15th with Cope in 16th position. It's an all Red Bull row 8. Chappers in his first full-time seat with the Williams in 17th position there. Box up the champion, the championship leader down in 18th position. There was Siege in 19th, and Nosey just comes back from his art museum, is in 20th position, and 20 drivers, 22 laps in around the Spa as the red lights begin to come on one at a time. When they go up, we'll be racing in Spa. Here we go! And Troy gets away nicely there as we got a rubbish camera angle because it's not as good as Rooter. His Rooter's on the outside, but he's going into turn 1 and accelerates away. But Rooter's going to be a drag there. Yellow flag at the background there is one of his Immortal dropping down the altar. Rooter leads the way then, but remember, Troy's got a slipstream coming up to the Camel Straight and up into Lake Hall with Percy also in there as well. And here they come then. There's a slipstream. Look at the top 4. Almost in Lionel Stern as well. Yellow flag. Gamer in his birthday is out of the race, and Sam Green is also involved as well. Troy takes the lead into Lake Condon, but it has to bail out because there's a virtual safety car, and Gamer is out of the race after just one corner, and Gamer is going to be furious with that then, and he 11 from the grid, but something's gone wrong in the top of Radion, and he is out of the Belgian Grand Prix. Oh no, and not a very happy birthday for Gamer. He is out of this race and his home race as well. What an absolute well, that is devastating. And Green has got a wing missing as well. We've seen Immortal have an issue as well. So Immortal got damage as he spun the car, and he's got damage on that Haas car as well. So a bad day at the office then for those 3 drivers at the moment. It is currently Rooter who did jump Troy and that VSC. I wonder if that helped Rooter because of course, and Troy was just trying to come back at him, wasn't it, before that VSC had it come out and missed the range, dropping down 3 positions there. Up 3 positions is German. Up 6 positions is Boxtel, the championship leader. Goodness me, like in Hungary, he had a nightmare in Hungary in qualifying. He's had a nightmare qualifying here in Belgium, but he's already up to 12th. But Router's off the circuit there. We've got a very long VSC here. We don't know when the VSC is going to end then. So you see Router had a very quick, I'm wondering about quick formation. Oh, and Troy almost into the back bin there, goodness me. And now we're racing, and Troy had to very much get his reactions out there. And look, it's a terrible start there for Router. It's really been jumped here. And now Percy's trying to go on the outside as well. He's now switched to the inside, with Chaz also trying to get through as well. But look at this though, Router, and I'm wondering if he just wants to get behind him so he can slipstream here. So there's going to be a kind of slipstreams coming through up over Radio as well. They've got to make sure Chaz is up the circuit now, and he comes back on now. And it's the top 4 have already broken away from Glock. It's 7/10 of a second already. Here comes Router now. Router is we got more carnage down at the top of the hill, and it's the Red Bulls. It's the second Red Bull of Coop, and Siege is out of this race as well. And goodness me, and that's 2 victims at the top of the hill with these new ground effect cars. And what if it's really causing havoc out there for the drivers? Oh my goodness gracious me. There's no VSC this time there. Mortal and Sangreen are racing out of the pit lane in an 18th and 19th position, where Troy just about kept his lead in this one. My goodness gracious me, this has been an absolute demolition derby. I can't say anything tonight, come on, goodness me. It's been a bit of demolition derby out there tonight. That's the Marquis is currently in third position now. Chapper's up into 14th now, but Siege out of the race, Gamer out of the race as well, and it is the second Red Bull that was off as well of Coop. He hasn't damaged the car, I don't think, so he's got away with that one. Troy leads the way. Remember, he can lead the championship if he outscores Boxtel by 6 points tonight. By 6 points, and Router is currently second, then Percy in third position there. Chazer on the medium tire, trying to use them to his advantage. German all over the back of Glock, and here comes the former champion, German. German, of course, the Silver Season 2 champion against the Silver Season 1 champion here at Glock and German. Out of the far turn, and Percy is all over the back now with Router. Look at this, Troy's always got a second advantage as we go into last hours. DRS has now been enabled, and this is where we could see some fists flying here. And just out of the Siege there, who said he stole Troy's setup, but he's like drawing on ice low. I think McLaren have damage there, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. But before we do that, we're going to just stick with Glock and German there. Siege has left possession, and as you mentioned, maybe a wrong way on settling. Count up to the top of Lake Hall. Yes, he's through. He takes Glock and moves himself up into 5th position at Markey, who is, yes, you're right, Equals, he does have damage, Markey does, and yes, he is going to struggle now, isn't it? That is a lot of damage on the end plate there. It's not as much as you lose on the old Formula 1 cars, but certainly on these cars, it's still going to be enough then to really hamper your performance, and you can tell by the gap is already 3 seconds, isn't it? Now flicking it through Puyol as well, and because you've got so much low downforce on these cars, it's so easy to swap ends. So we've already seen that, haven't we? Siege and Gamer both out of the race then. Unfortunately, as Star was saying, oh no, it's his birthday on his home track. But Serious Russia thinks that he probably thinks that Kush is a danger man again. Serious Russia was saying that. I used Troy 7 last week, but it was fast. It was definitely indeed. Oh no, that's Vesley off. And that's off coming out of, is that Stabilo? I think it is. And it's spinning the car back. Oh, that's a lot of damage there for the AlphaTauri. Remember, AlphaTauri are under the pressure from McLaren, but only McLaren are getting a point amount, whilst AlphaTauri are getting 25. That is a lot of damage there from Vesley. Unfortunately, coming over the line once again then. And goodness me, we've had a lot of action, and only on the 4th lap then there's been drama and a lot of incidents there of a lot of damaged cars out there. But here comes Percy. Percy will have DRS as well. Eventually they're coming into the pits, and Cooper's now in the 15th position on board now with Percy as it comes over the brow of the hill. Then here comes Percy, and now as they coming up to the top of Lake Con, we got German also flying through as well, passes Chaza, and Percy up into 2nd position. German also passed Chaza as well, moves up into 5th position there. Mr. Rage unfortunately didn't get his move done on Alhan. Alhan on the medium tires there, as he is going for the faster tire on this opening stint here in Spa. But Mr. Rage then, who's trying to claw back as much time as possible. We got Boxtown making his way up to 10th position now, in 10th position after only a couple laps, and he'd be very happy with that then. And especially, and I think he'd also be more happy that he's got through the most difficult part of the race, I think, there, where there could have been a lot of incidents and drama. There has been a lot of incidents and drama, but nothing involved with Boxtown so far. And remember, the Boxtown's the championship leader. However, his two championship protagonists are now first and second. Troy has got an 8th, 10th for the second lead, then with Percy, 6th, 10th for the second lead, then over Ruter. He's trying to get out of that DRS detection zone. Then, if he's a second in front of Ruter, he would not Ruter would not have that DRS. And there he is, and yes, it's still under a second at the moment, and he needs to break that as quickly as possible here. But unfortunately, I think he's not broken enough, and as he was probably trying to go for proper qualifying times in the middle part of the circuit. That's not happened though, has it? He is still now, look at that, Ruter is now 5/10 of a second away, as Troy is also really starting to push to make sure he's out of DRS. DRS is quite powerful around this circuit, especially coming to the top of Lake Holm. And once again, then we're going to have probably a reverse battle once again. We've had this in the past in ALR, haven't we, where we've had switches and switches and switches again then, and we're going to have something the same as well as they come once again through over Ruter. Look at that Alpine bottoming out then, but he's running the gearbox now with Percy. Percy would like to have had a serene and he's going on the outside this time. Is that contact there? I think the Ruter was just glancing over to Percy, but he takes for a second position. Now Mr. Rage has got it, and Percy's, Boxtown's also through as well and takes 10 positions away. Alhan has lost 2 positions there in a twinkling of an eye, and Boxtown now on 2 points then. Alhan dropping down into a 10th position at this moment in time. We've also seen Chappers getting past Sweet, and I think that was before the Kemmel straight there. Great 7 deep for Chappers there, aiming to get his first points of his career, and for Williams as well on his debut for the Williams team then, as making his full-time drive for the Williams team as well. After 2 reserve appearances, he has been promoted to the full-time seat in the Williams car, and he is really starting to he can really help Williams get off the bottom of the championship. That hence the aim for the Williams at the moment. Of course, they finished second in the constructors last season, but this season is night and day. Is that they're really struggling out there. Knowlesy though is starting to home in now on Sweet, who's got a 3-second penalty as well. Sweet has it in the Mercedes, just back at the front. Then Troy is still. He has now actually lost a bit of time there to Ruter, which means he's in DRS now. So Troy would like to have been out of DRS, and so now his rivals are going to start to catch up once again. Then as we into the bus stop chicane there, and it's going to be like chess here, isn't it? Remember, Gurman is on the medium tires there, isn't he? He is going to go quickly here. He's going to be quicker. He's also going to try and go for the undercut as well around here, and of course, which means that potentially these drivers in front are going to have to pass him sometime later on in this race. But that is way down the road at the moment, because we are still only on lap 6 out of 22 around here. Then coming up to the top again of over east. Look at the cars bombing off once again as that plank escaping us straight across the bottom of the circuit. And Ruter is now within that second distance there as he comes to the top there. Percy starts to drop off the back, hasn't he? I wonder if he used a lot of errors there to get himself into the facility. Boxtown almost close, but not close enough there. And we didn't see because the graphic was in the way there. But I think the gamer got an awful lot of opposite lock there, and he is now lost out to Boxtown. He's down in 9th position now. Boxtown's made his way up into 8th position. But so Boxtown got the job done. He's now got a 2-second deficit between himself and Kush, who was in 7th position. So he needs to now start to pull away as quickly as possible to stay out of DRS range of Mr. Rage and Alhan there. That is his target then for the remainder of the lap. 2 retirements in this race and a couple of drivers in the pits already. We've had Vesey in the pits there, so we've got Sam Green getting a 3-second penalty after both Red Bulls having issues at the top of the hill, unfortunately, and they have all come to the pits already. And that's Percy! He has spun the car! The Aston Martin driver has spun the car coming out of him. Oh goodness me, is that poor Farrell Stavilo? I don't know whether he's recovering. And Boxtown is through, goodness me, and it's Mr. Rage through as well. He is, and Percy has spun the car, and did he just I think he just went too wide, didn't he? Oh no, he's now down in 9th position then. Oh goodness gracious me. Oh no, goodness me. And Percy, who is made of mistake here, and now he's got a lot of work to do in the Aston Martin. He's on the hard tires as well, so he can't go for a early switch of strategy, but this is a nightmare now, and that's also attached to German from his DRS train with Ruta, which means that Ruta ain't going to have to defend here. He is now going to be more concerned about Troy here. Remember, Ruta has got a Grand Prix win in his debut in Bahrain all those many moons ago. And just on board with Percy, and he is a bit too far back at the moment. There's a lot of harvesting from the Haas, but he was still quite comfortably in front of the Aston Martin. But my word, that is. There's people saying, dang, that's not what Percy needed. It is not, is it? Goodness me, he's already 30 points behind Boxall in the championship. Boxall struggling qualifying, just couldn't get it, just couldn't get a time out of that car. But in the race trim, he's a lot better, isn't he? Albeit he is still very much in the facility of Mr. Rage in terms of DRS, and he has not made much headway into Kush in 6th position. But Kush has made a lot of headway into Glock now. Kush could be up to 5th. There, and now Marky with that wing damage, he's lost about 8 seconds on this first stint, and so that's a second per lap he's lost on average there between himself and Alhan. Marky has there. Mr. Rage is out of this race there, and he's gone up and he's gone up to the exit, the Paul Frere, I think there, and and we've also lost Bensley as well, and yes, so that's going to be safety car. It is a safety car here, and goodness me, we didn't see what was with Bensley, but that was just coming. He's at the top of the hill, just coming out the top of the hill into turn 8. Troy is in the pit, and so is Ruta. German's going to be gritting from ear to ear potentially. Potential on this one because he's going to have the harder tires to the end of this race out. They're all pitting here. We're on board with Kush, and Kush may lose a bit of time in this one. What we needed was a box talent put Percy round 5, but Sirius Bush is not a happy chapter about the safety car. I think something that may have taken a bit of an extra stint out of the tail here. So medium tires there has gone on for the 2 race leaders now. Then there's also medium tires. Don't think Kush lost that much time, and you can see that there's action all over the field on there. Look at that! Then Percy has lost. Kush has lost a bit of time because he's behind box talent Percy now. Vesey out of the race. Mr. Rage out of the race as well. Kush has lost 2 positions in this one. So he has lost an almighty amount of time. Alhan on the medium tires, Champers on the medium tires. Well, Marky, this is good, and this is a good opportunity for Marky. He stuck with it there. He hasn't changed the wing now, Marky hasn't now, and I'm wondering if that is what he wants and what McLaren didn't want potentially. Sweet's gone soft, on soft tires. Nosey on the hard tires. Coop has gone to the medium, Immortal medium as well. Sam Green on the soft tires here. So we've got a safety car out then. It is for the combination of Wesley crashing out of the exit of this turn here, and also Mr. Rage who crashed out of the very fast chicane then before coming onto the back straight. Unfortunately, at the end of the straight, we're on board with Troy who leads the way then. This is a good opportunity to take stock then. So safety car probably out for 2 laps here before we get back racing. Now the question is, will the medium runners be able to get to the end from here on in? I think that the medium runners may not feel too much tyre wear around here. However, I was already wrong before with the tyre wear situation, after trying to predict what was going to happen in qualifying. Sirius Bush there, unlucky stacking there. Yeah, Kush has lost 2 positions there, which is such a shame. Good job to get himself back in the order after a difficult qualifying session. I'm wondering, I'm surprised that Marky didn't change his wing, because he has lost 8 seconds in that opening stint. That's a second per lap, as we was mentioning before Mr. Rage and Vesey exited the Grand Prix. So I'm surprised McLaren didn't change the front wing. I'm surprised Marky didn't change the front wing either. So whether that was a team mistake or a team decision there from the McLaren and Marky remains to be seen now. Hopefully we'll have an answer before the end of this one then. Because this is the longest circuit on the Formula 1 calendar, with this should open a safety car be at the end of the next lap. But I would like it to see it at the end of this lap. The 2 Immortal and Green are going to be happy with this, because they're going to be able to catch up to the back then. Soft tyres for Sweet and Green. I'm not sure the soft tyres will get to the end then. No way the soft tyres are going to last 14 laps. I don't think so either. I'm going to go have to pit again unless they're gambling on another safety car, which I would say is a high probability around here, because there's so many fast sweeping corners. And when you go off, you will go off and have an almighty shunt around here. So And into the pits comes Markey. Yes, it did make sense, did it? And I think that McLaren have made scored an own goal here because they didn't get Markey, because they could have got Markey out probably 12th or 13th. Now he's dropped all the way down to the back of the pack. Then so a huge mistake for the Constructors Champions here. And now they are changing the nose cone, and that's another set of medium tyres going on. Luckily, he'll have 2 sets of medium tyres, and he does have a new set to put on the car. But Markey has now lost an extra 3 positions because of McLaren not changing that front wing earlier on then. So Markey is going to be cursing the McLaren team then. But car 19 now coming back out of the pit lane and on his way. Why can't you pit and change the same and keep the same tyres? To be honest, that's a great idea. I think it's up for the next game, shouldn't you? Because it's very annoying when you want to pit, like you just put on a new when you just put on new medium tyres and you have to, and you did change the front wing, you should be able to just have the option to change tyres. So we got the safety car. Bert Mylander is out. I am expecting Bert Mylander to probably make an appearance in the other 2 races as well, personally. Let's take stock. We're on lap 9 of 22 here tonight. This one is quite a quick race, isn't it? Because they're just the average speed around here. Troy leads the way, going for his 4th race win of his season. I think it'll be his 6th race win of his career. I think it is, because he had 2 wins last year, didn't he? Troy did. Yes, indeed, it'll be his 6th race win of his career if Troy wins here today. That is a big if, I believe. If he does win in Boxstyle Stage 6 position, he will lead the championship. Router in 6th position, he's already won a Group 3. He won in his debut in Bahrain earlier this season. Can he win again? German also won in the Canadian Group 3 a few races ago, didn't he? That was his 13th career win in ALR, the Season 6 World Champion. He would love to get his 14th race win as well, which means that he will be, because he's joined 2nd at the moment with Granty, so he could, if he wins again, he'll be 2nd on his own in the all-time winners list in ALR Gold. Chancellor in 4th position, safety car is in. 5th is Glock, boxed out, great drive from 18th to 6th at the moment there. Going certainly for drive of the day at the moment. But Percy and Boxstyle once again found each other on the same piece of track, goodness me. Kush in 8th position, 9th is Alhan. Chapper's on the verge of points in his debut for the Williams team. His 3rd race in ALR overall in 10th position. That is the top 10. Sweet on soft tyres, Nosy on hard. Culp in 13th position there. Immortal 14th, Green 15th, soft tyres. 16th is Markey. Change of nose cone after McLaren made scored an own goal with that, unfortunately. So when is Troy going to put the hammer down? No DRS in until the end of the 2nd lap there. So, but Troy's still going to be punching a hole into the air. We're gone. We're away then. 12 laps to go in this Belgian Grand Prix then. And we are green flag here. There we go. Troy's had the good start. He's found half a second already as we come across the line then. And Percy's already, Bogstall and Percy are ghosted. And goodness gracious me there. Not sure up in there, but Bogstall just turned into a ghost for some reason. But he's now lost 2 positions. Bogstall has no fault of his own. There's something that went wrong there with the connections. But Kush is now all over the back of Percy. And look who's out. Fast Glock is off the circuit there. Coming up the top of the hill. Nobody's got 3-second penalty. That's very unusual. And look at this. And as they come up the Kemmel straight as well, Sweden's got past Chappers on those soft tyres. And at the moment there's no DRS going up the hill. Chappers dropped down the order. Mortal making his way up into 13th position past Nosy. As I mentioned, Nosy very usually get a penalty. Back on board with Glock then. Can Percy? Oh, he's gone wide. Percy has out. It's lost now. Kush is back up into 6th position. And he's recovered 2 positions. He lost there. Goodness gracious me. Very unusual what Bogstall would have ghosted there. I have no idea, but he's lost 2 positions. Markey's past Nosy as well. Nosy has had an appalling opening lap here. Here in this one, Gerber's now 1.2 seconds back, but remember he's on the hard tyres, and I expect the hard tyres to get from the end quite easily. Medium tyres, I'm unsure about, to be honest. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think at home, but I don't think the soft tyres, I don't think the medium tyres can get to the end personally. However, as I've already mentioned in qualifying, I was wrong before because I thought that someone might throw on the soft tyres and the opening stint of this one. Now with Bogstall, who's lost out to Percy. Percy's got a lot of straight on speed there, or he might be just using a lot of hers swap, but he's not using hers at the moment. As you can see that top bar is showing quite a lot of hers deployment still in the back then across the line and half distance here in the Belgian Grand Prix then. So the bar is open, as Silver is saying, and popcorn at the ready as they are commenting on from Equals and Serious Russia. They are both interested to see how this battle goes, but before we can see that battle, let's take a look at this one. It is Glock and Kush then very close together then. And now as they come up to Eau Rouge and Radio, then the cars are bombing at them. That's usually where we see the biggest incidents there. And now without DRS, and Kush is all over the back of Glock. Is Glock going to think about defending? He is defending, but it is not. Kush, believe it or not, is not quick enough. And now we've got Sweet who's passed out. And that is Sweet as you like there. Sweet there, 6 points so far in his gold campaign, and on the soft tires has made light work of Alhan. However, we do think that we know that the gold. We know the soft tire is not going to get to the end from here. Kush all over the back of Glock, who's in turn all over the back of Chazza here. Chazza on the hard tires, remember that. So the only drivers on the hard tires is Chazza and German, and Chazza's performing a brilliant mobile chicane at the moment. Of course, no disrespect to Chazza, but he hasn't fired up these hard tires as well as German has. He's now lost almost 3 seconds, and now he's got a queue starting to form behind him, so he's going to start to struggle. And Glock's got a 3-second penalty, and he's also off the circuit. Glock is out, and that is an open door, which Kush is not. And what's happened? Yellow flag there in the background. Unfortunately, yellow flag for these two, but it's Green who's off the circuit. Then unfortunately, the same place as where he said Mr. Rage go off a minute ago. Oh my word, then. And then Glock is lost out to 2 drivers, and he got a 3-second penalty. I'm wondering if it was because of he got a 3-second penalty, not distracted, because he's lost 3 positions on that on this lap. Then, but he does have the DRS now. So can he get himself back into this one then? And look at the background there, Sweet. And he's going to be a cause for concern for these drivers, and he will be on the soft tires, of course. Now then, here comes Kush, and he's got 10 to a second back at one, and he will have DRS. The DRS is now available. He's a big factor in these races. Look, he's all over the gearbox before we got to the DRS, and now the rear wing opens out, and I think the German is going to be concerned by the Kush there, and he comes across, takes full position, and is now is through. He is through. Lovely stuff indeed. Percy now 6 seconds down the road, boxed out, who's about a second back at the moment between himself and his championship rival. 30 points separates those two in the World Championship in round 14 here tonight there, as Troy is now really sneaking into this battle, isn't he? Troy is he's a second and a 10th in front of Reuter. He wants to have another race win. This will be 2 race wins in a row. This will be his 4th race win of his season as well for Troy. Having a brilliant day out there indeed. Kush has got a 3-second penalty. Well, that is going to be a major factor in this one, I think. A good job is Ghosted watching that series where she said German needs to stay closer for tyre wear. Yes, indeed, I think that's what German is going to be thinking about, because the hard tyre wear is not going to be as bad as the drivers on the medium compound tyres there. And I think that the drivers on the medium tyres are going to start struggling. The drivers on the hard tyres, the Chazza and German, Alhan and Chappers, Knowlesy and Green are going to very much start to really pounce it. But Green has lost a lot of time then with that spin on the last lap then, unfortunately. I said Kush was a danger man. 2 drivers there with penalties, plus Sweet needs to pit as well. Indeed then, so yes indeed, this could get very interesting indeed. Thank you very much, Equals and Serious Match. We've been contributing splendidly tonight, as they always do. They've probably got do you get badges on YouTube, or is that just Facebook? I'm not sure. I think I earned a badge the other day on a Formula 1 meme site as well, but that's probably because I just live on there. I do love a good meme. But here's Percy, who loves a good slipstream, and probably loves a bit of DRS as well. And here he comes there, the hard shot. Chaz has not got any defence at all. And he breezes past. Chaz has dropped down to 6th position. This is his best qualified performance of the season thus far. And this season, overall, I think this is his 2nd best season of his career. He is driving superbly well, Chaz isn't he? He is just, I think he's got points in every single race that he has finished. And I'm sure that he's finished in every single race, if you don't want to say it so. He's DNF twice, but when he has finished, he has scored points in every race. It's been about consistency for Chaz, and that is why he's so far from the championship there. It'll be interesting to see how Chaz adapts and goes for the next month. He is certainly going to be a major factor. Serious Match from Jordy is saving Urs, and he is saving Urs at the moment. As you get the telemetry up there, it is, and saying 67% of Urs so far. And no, YouTube just bans me, no badges. Then shocking me from YouTube, isn't it? And here comes a motor then. I love this shot. They're fantastic from the AstroTurf there. And drivers giving the AstroTurf very much a wide berth out. They might be concerned about the lack of grip that the AstroTurf has. That is why usually they're all over the AstroTurf. They certainly weren't qualifying, weren't they? Of course, you do not draw. You only drive the car at 100% qualified. In the race, you only drive to about probably 80% capacity. And look at this, and Boxtel, it's all over the back of no Chaz all over the back of Boxtel. Sweet's in the pits, and now he's going to have a look. They're going into turn one at last also, but Chaz thinks better off it, but Glock is not interested in thinking better off it. He wants to get past, doesn't he? Now then, we've got Boxtel's 5 tenths of second back at the moment from his from Percy. Very much of there's been a lot of shenanigans between those two drivers there, and we're going to have some more here in Spa. As Farfus braces himself in his armchair. Here comes Glock though, and he is now passing Chaza up to 7th position there. And I think that if Percy's got any pace, he needs to use it now to get back, to get into Cush's DRS here. But I feel that he's going to be a sitting duck, Percy is, because Boxtel and Glock are very quick at this stage. He's in the flash of the Alpine there, and Cush has now almost got the 3-second gap that he needs. Boxtel's got a 3-second penalty. That is crucial in this race. It's very crucial indeed then. Marky all over the back of Chambers and going into Puyol here. I'll be very surprised then if Marky has a look down there then. Edu, Percy's got damage. If he does, he's still flying. Goodness gracious me, is Percy got damage? Oh goodness gracious me, where did that happen? And he is still going quickly, but that would explain why he's so far off the back of Cush here. And now here comes Boxtel, and Boxtel is going to be smelling blood in the water like a shark. Isn't it? His rival in the championship, his rival on circuit as well, is very much limping wounded here. Here comes Boxtel. He's having a look into the bus stop chicane. Gap at the front is 1.3 seconds there. Troy is now going to be taking the lead in the World Championship as it stands at the moment there. Oh my goodness me. Mr. Rage can't confirm that Percy's got damage. Goodness me, where did that happen? I do not know. Farfus sat back in his armchair, stroking his cat then, what's that James Bond villain? I can't remember now. What's his name? Blofeld, something like that. Farf Blofeld. We just got what's Boxtel. Now all over the back of Percy. He has DRS, he has ours as well. This could be, Percy could be a sitting duck here, but Percy is defended. Here comes Boxtel, and Percy then parking to the dead centre in the circuit. And once again then, he stays there. Now he's got to really harvest, hasn't he? Harvest that energy as much as possible. Boxtel has got double the energy that Percy has at the moment there. And Troy is now back in the DRS range of Router. German is 5 seconds back. I think that he's dropping too far back at the moment on the medium runners. We've still got 7-8 odd laps around here. And remember, it is 7 kilometres long this circle is there. I'm not going to do the maths because that would go completely badly indeed. But it's a long way to go in this race still. Remember, this is the longest circuit on all the Formula 1 calendar. This one is here in Spa. Boxtel, it doesn't look like he's got damage on the front wing there, but of course these front wings are so designed absolutely meticulously in the engineers design room. That of course every bit of carbon fibre is there for a reason. We haven't seen what happened on the stream now. And Glock is up. Oh, it's a huge smash there for the Alpha Male. Glock is out of the Grand Prix. It's a safety car here. They've all boxed it, and I'm wondering if anyone's going to stay out here. German's in the pits as well. Cush is in the pits, and they're all coming to the pits. This could be an opportunity for Percy to maybe make some damage here, but he will lose position to Boxtel here. It depends on how it's yellow, Mr. Rage is saying it's yellow, so I think it's worth it. It has to be. German's on the medium tires, and everyone's now on the medium tires. Well, in comes Percy, and they change the nose going to soft tires after the Aston Martin driver. And look at this, and how much time is Percy going to lose here? This is just this is a Boxtel. Boxtel's had a poor stop as well, has he? I've lost it. Yeah, Boxtel's also had a poor stop as well. So what? These two just cannot be separated. Well, actually they can, because the motor's now slotted in between them there. As Mortal might be the referee here. So at the moment he's trying to keep them apart. Boxtel once again is ghosted. Soft tires for Mortal, Percy and Boxtel. Now this is interesting. Marky's on the soft tires as well. Do you think the soft tires are going to go to the end? Serious rush from soft. He pulls safety car wells in there. My word there. And I was looking at Percy. I didn't know that box out. Did box out damage as well? Or was he not released in time then? Oh my golly gosh! Then he must have had damage. Or the McLaren was very slow at very slow at servicing the car. I reckon he had damage as well. Boxed out, you know, potentially. My goodness me! Nose cone for both. Damn, he was saying Glock. Just an awful game. Chronic understeer and spun on the curb. Good luck, or that's unfortunate for Glock because I think that they were sizing up to be a very interesting race indeed. Then Nosey is elected to stay out. He's the only driver to stay out in this one. So I wonder if Nosey there is thinking about track position rather than going for thinking about changing tyres and going for a sprint to the end. So this is the second safety car of the race so far. So we got penalties for a few drivers. There are 3 second penalties for Cash, for Nosey, for Boxdown, for Sweet, and for Green. Those drivers will be hoping that there's no more safety cars at the end of this one now. Medium tyres for everyone. Fresh medium tyres for everyone apart from Sweet. And there is soft tyres on 4 drivers. Percy, Immortal, Boxstar and Marky. Everyone else is on the medium or the hard tyres. Oh, Farfus giving me one of the most difficult questions of the night then. Who am I picking for driver of the day? Well, golly gosh, in terms of position changes, Nosey should be up there, shouldn't he? I think Boxstar is definitely a shoe in. It's definitely going to be one for driver of the day. Troy probably sort of shout as well as Wooter as well, and Chance has also been great as well. But we'll hold off for driver of the day and see how this safety car restart happens in a couple of laps' time there. But very interesting indeed, though. Motion 2, Nosey is 2 positions from my pick as well. So yes, I think they both were damaged. Now Nosey's in the pits, and I wonder if Nosey didn't want to hurt Chapper's pits. Then a pit stop there. So good stuff indeed for Nosey. Of course, he is still reserve, and he has stolen Alex Albon's number and car tonight, and he's now on the soft tyres as well. He comes out of the pits. And away he goes. So indeed, I told him. Oh yes, I'm not going to say anything else then. Serious Mushroom, he will choose back now. Serious Mushroom, of course, Storko, that is cool. It's I did pick Welsh Mountain Idol for driver of the day, to be put in the poll for driver of the day for Silverstone in bronze, because she had an absolutely stellar. Normally we don't put reserves in the poll, but to be honest, it was very difficult to ignore Welsh Mountain Idol that day, because I thought she drove absolutely splendidly. She got on the podium, she's got on the podium as well. I can't remember to start, but it was quite, I think she had a bit of a nightmare qualifying as well, so I think she was around 16th, 17th, 18th position there, so I thought it was a really stunning day indeed there. So that's my reasoning anyway, and I'm going to stick with it, come hell or high water then. Just going my notifications. So safety car being in this lap then. Troy leads the way from Rooter in second position, German third, Kush is in fourth position. He's been a thorn in the side, hasn't he, for drivers tonight, and he is absolutely flying in fourth at the moment. Chaz in fifth position, great drive. Percy and Box have both had damage. They both changed the nose cones. They're 6th and 8th position. Immortal is now the referee in 7th position. On the soft tyres, all 3 of them are. Alhan in 9th position. Chappers on his debut for the Williams team in 10th position. Coop in 11th position there. His third appearance in gold as well. Good something there for Coop in 11th position. Sweet in 12th position there, because he's on soft tyres. Marky up into 13th position. Safety cars in the inside then, with Green in 40th position. Nosey in 50th position. And let's get going then, shall we? And of course, the green flag is out then, ready to get going then. But driver of the day is between German, Jordy, and Chappers there. So throw all your votes into the comment section there. We'll keep an eye on that then. So goodness me, so that is Far's decision there. And of course, he is not waiting for he is not hanging around Far visit there. And of course, good things. The 5 lap sprint there. Of course, you don't want to waste your time waiting around, do you? So here we go. It's a 5 lap sprint there. He's gone. He's gone. Here he goes. And so we're back racing. Wouter's done a great job of absolutely nailing that start as well. Both Wouter and Troy are almost identical starts, and we are racing for 5 more laps in this Belgian Grand Prix. What a classic we've had here tonight then. Down into La Source, German almost into the back there. What about the soft runners there? And a difficult start for Percy and Molto, but Boxtown is all over the back of a Molto. Of course, Molto is the king of 100%. Is the king of 100% is the in the motor, but let's see what he can do against the gold standard as Boxtown's all over the back of him now, and here comes Boxtown, and look at this, and 3 seconds between as he sweeps past there, and he's using a lot of deployment. Boxtown said, but he needs to get past. He does get past. That was critical for his race there, as he's got 3-second penalty, of course. That is something that we need to keep an eye on. Markey as news of soft tires coming to South under 12 minutes. This could be a golden day for the McLaren team as well. Here comes Percy, who's been the star of the stream in the last couple of laps. Him and Boxtown very much been box office this season, haven't they? Goodness gracious me, don't need to order Sky box office for boxing or anything like that. Just come to ALR on Sundays, fantastic. However, they've kept it very clean and tidy, and they have still got the battling spirit, which we love. It's been a fantastic race. Boxtown does have a 3-second penalty, which could cost him majorly in this one come the end of this. Returns rushing out to go with Jordan based on the positions gained. He's done a great job, Anthony Boxtown's there, just by recovering from that appalling qualifying there. Really good stuff indeed. Then back on board with Percy and Troy leads away. Remember, Ruter's got a 3-second penalty. When did that happen? I didn't even notice that. And here comes Percy all over the back of Chaz, and Chaz on the medium compound tires. Percy on the inside into the bus stop chicane, takes the position. Chaz is trying to go in and out, shaking about to go for the switcheroo. He has gone for the switcheroo. As we're on lap 19 now, 4 to go. Chaz is racing, and he knows that this is this is a very good performance from himself on the Mercedes team here tonight. And, oh, look at that for Chaz. But he might be oh my word, man, that was so close there. But I think that he's fighting with a driver on soft tires, and so he is going to struggle. However, now we're on the top speed. Oh, his Boxtown's off the circuit again. We are thinking about speed here rather than traction, but unfortunately for Chaz, Percy has got enough, and Percy now in the 5th position, Chaz is 6th. Boxtown is now then, his next target is Chaz. He needs to get past ASAP, ASAP here. Boxtown is, he's got a 3-second penalty. Currently, he will be dropping down to 10th position in the order as it stands. Thank you very much for drawing today. Keep your votes coming in, ladies and gents. And of course, as you get to vote for driver of the day, here comes Cushion, who is trying to put the squeeze on German. Remember, Cush is also got a 3-second penalty as well. Of course, you potentially can get these removed. However, as usually when you show like a lot of your warnings and stuff like that, but of course here that's only for incidents where you got a 3-second penalty straight away for something which wasn't your fault. Well, Chaz is driving so well. This is his best result of his best performance so far. German 60% of the driver they vote so far. Back on board there with Boxtown again, as he is the championship leader. But as it stands, then he will be losing the championship lead, and it'll be Troy who now becomes the hunted. Then, and look at this as we're going into the bus stop chicane once again. And Chaz is going to have to go defensive. He has gone defensive this time around. Then Boxtown is going to stay on the outside, but he just wasn't able to stay. He wasn't able to get the front wing on the long side Chaz to keep to give himself a car's whip found on the outside of the bus stop chicane. If you get the cut my jib on that, fantastic, because I had no idea what I said there. DRS, I think it's now been enabled there for the final 3 laps. And here comes Cushion. He wants to get past German ASAP. German currently is doing a very good job then, isn't he? But look at Cushion. Goodness gracious me, as they come over the ground hill then. And he is all over the back. DRS has now been enabled then. Look at that then is Wouter and Troy. And Troy's trying to break the slipstream. Cushion's through already. And made his way up into a superb front position, but he does have 3-second penalty. Chaz has lost out and down into 7th position now. Remember though, the cars in front of him do have 3-second penalties, so he could gain those positions back. Then Percy could be on the cusp of a podium here, and potentially could have had more here if he didn't spin earlier on them. But those soft tires he's on now has really helped him elevate himself back up the order. Troy leads there with just 3 laps to go, and there's a sniff on the inside of bigger Chaz. I think he's just trying to distract Boxtown there. We're keeping on the penalties as well. But as things stand, then I think that both Alpines are dropping out of the top three at the moment, with German second and third for Percy. Just watching Percy again there, and he is now homing in hand over fist on German. Of course, German's just lost out to Cush, and Percy trying to recover. It's a great recovery drive. Green again off the circuit. As that chicane has been a bit of a menace to Green today. This is in the second half of the season. When we start racing again in 2023, Green's had an incredible year since we started racing from Monaco, I think it was, when we started racing again in 2023. However, this race is not one to live long in the memory, unfortunately. German just needs to follow now to get great points. He's doing a good job as well. Reuter has found a lot of pace there, but Troy knows that Reuter's got a 3-second penalty, which has probably taken a bit of the pressure off, hasn't it? Troy is probably taking a bit of the pressure off Troy and going for his fourth race win of the season for the AlphaTauri car. I don't even know what car he's driving. A lovely shot for the rear wing here, but I would like to see what's going on in front of us. Now we get to see what's going on in front of us. Have a look at the top of the lane. The soft tyres are those soft tyres starting to fall off now? I'm wondering if they are, because they haven't fallen off Marky though, because Marky's now in 10th position. But Boxtel is now starting to defending from Chaz at that time round, and he's 1.4 seconds back. I wonder if the soft tyres there are starting to get to the edge of their life here, and Green is now going for that fastest lap there. That is the beauty about ALR. Of course, if you're on a difficult day, you can't get fast lap then, and we've all got to speed up a lot of Emerson here as well. Of course, do we want to really make Emerson flex? Yeah, let's make Emerson flex. And whilst we're starting to count down to the end of this Belgian Grand Prix, the two-time world champion, the 33 Grand Prix winner as well, the most races started in ALR with 110 races. Goodness gracious me! I think he's got 22 pole positions as well. I can't remember how many podiums he's got because I haven't read that over so long, but I just remember those numbers because they're quite easy and they're quite what's the word? They're just quite easy to remember. Into the final lap of this incredible Belgian Grand Prix. One incredible race this has been, and at the moment there's German second. It is Percy in first position. This is a great recovery drive from Percy, I would say, because that is an absolutely that has been very nice indeed there for Percy when he was kind of spun around, wasn't he? Well, he wasn't spun around, he spun himself, didn't he, coming out of Stavilo or Paul Frere? I've got those corners completely mixed up tonight. Boxtel very much under the caution. We're back on board now. Final up of this Belgian Grand Prix. Troy then, I don't think he's going to be too concerned about Reuter. Then Reuter is too far back, but Reuter is going to be more concerned about trying to stay in front of German. And then Percy then on the outside then, but he cannot get past it. At this moment now, it is Reuter who is third, because Percy's dropped off the back as well. It's maybe a stretch too far for the soft tyres then, so it'd be Reuter still in third position there. Or, yes, he is still in second now, Reuter is, and so Reuter is getting the time he needs at the moment. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Oh, magnificent stuff indeed then. And look at this, and as we're just on board once again with German there, but I think the soft tyres have gone over the edge of their limit now, haven't they? They're struggling. Alhan has got past. Immortals off the circuit. Immortals off the circuit is our puncture. Don't think it's, but Chappers is now on the course to get his first point. It is Davey for the Williams team. Chaz is all over the back of Boxtel as well. Oh, Reuter's off the circuit. Reuter's off the circuit. Goodness me. And the man who's just run away second in this Grand Prix, he's going to be kicking himself here. And Troy, who is now going to be breezing there, coming through Blanchemont here. And Troy comes into the bus stop chicane for the 22nd and final time. Exits, and he wins the 4th race of his season. And he also wins his 6th race of his career. Troy wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Oh, fantastic. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed, with German in second and Percy in third position in the end there. Boxtel recovered to finish a sensational 6th in the end. But Reuter has cost himself a very good 2nd or 3rd in the end there, because he had the gap he needed. But my goodness me, he just lost grip, didn't he? Oh my goodness gracious. That was an incredible end to that race, wasn't it? But Troy now leads the World Championship in ALR Gold then. And now, as I mentioned it already earlier on, then he has gone from the hunter to the hunted then. As we accelerate to the Dutch Grand Prix, it is the home battleground for Boxtel. Next time out for Troy, and potentially Troy's home race as well, because is that closer to Sweden? I'm not too sure, as my geography is quite appalling there. My goodness me, what an incredible end then to that race. Fantastic stuff indeed. Edo saying Sam Greenford rode today by far. He had a very difficult day, but hats off to him for staying in there. Terrace Smasher will be overtaken. Emerson's on a race start soon, and he thinks he's on 107. Emerson hasn't raced in over a year. Of course, last race he raced was actually season 7 of Imola, wasn't it? It was the last time Emerson raced there. What was it? I know he raced in Imola last time. Goodness gracious me. And E-Class saying Emma's like John Jones, just waiting for better competition. Goodness gracious me. Fantastic indeed. Great race, guys. That was a cracking race indeed. Let's take a final look at the classification there. Troy from pole position to checkered flag. Boxtel with fastest lap today. But a very difficult day then, wasn't it, for the championship protagonist? But Troy now leads the World Championship. Not a difficult day for Troy's point of view. Magnificent stuff indeed then. Troy, his 6th win of his career. German, great drive to second, and that is actually German's 16th. No, it isn't. That is German's 23rd podium of his career. Percy in third position, great cover drive for Percy. Cush in fourth, Chaz in fifth. Boxtel, great drive, and he's also winning drive today so far. Alhan 7th, Marky 8th, Chavez 9th, Cooper 10th position. Ruta 11th, 12th for Malta, Sweet, Green, and Nosey. 30, 40, 50. Retirement was Glock, Mr. Rage, Vesley, Siege, and Gamer. Unfortunately, all retired them from the Belgian Grand Prix. Oh gosh. And I've just had a waft of my body odor there, which I probably might have to go and have a bath. Before I do so, I think I've got people in the commentary box with me tonight, haven't I? I haven't. I've got a full house. Goodness gracious me. Troy, you are leading the World Championship, if my maths is right, and if not, it is Far's fault. You are leading the World Championship now after, I must say, that was very much a dominating Belgian Grand Prix. You seem to have the competition at arm's length today.
Yeah, man. It was like it was good, man. To be honest, and I'm happy to have like a troubleless race. To be honest, being up front, as I said last week, that it's important to qualify quite highly. And yeah, probably like I was very happy with my performance last week, and this probably matched that as well. So now I've done it in the wet and in the dry to have it confirmed.
And that's two very different racetracks as well. We've gone from the technical, twisty Hungaroring to the wide open, fast blast through the Ardennes Forest to Spa here tonight as well. So, do you think that is a major statement of intent then to both Boxtel and Percy in this championship battle?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think especially Boxtel, he's been uh, yeah, doing some mistakes in qualifying lately, which have put him in a quite poor position come start of the races. So I think that's helped me out a lot. But at the same time, you gotta be there and snatch the win when you get the opportunity, you know. So I'm happy to have done that once again.
And does your psyche change now? Because you have been hunted down at both Boxtel and Percy in the last couple of weeks, and now you found yourself leading. So I've been saying in the commentary that you've gone from hunter to hunted with your first couple of race results. It's been absolutely fabulous, with a second and then a first, and now a first again. You're very much in a rich run of form then. So are you saying, come at me, bro?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I want them to bring the best out of me, and usually people kind of used to like drop off slightly mid-season or towards the longer stages of the season. I've noticed, especially in ALR, since we have like probably the longest calendar out of all leagues on this game. But yeah, that's probably where I'm strong, where like I kind of can keep focus throughout the season until it's done. I don't know if that's the case with maybe Boxel and Percy, or maybe it's just been unfortunate for them. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward, and there are some good tracks coming up as well soon. So I'm just excited, to be honest.
I told her one of the good tracks. One of them was Zandvoort in Zandvoort next week. Then, how are you feeling about that one? That's a bit of an oversized go kart track, really. So, how are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, I am, to be honest. I don't like the track usually, but I had a race there a couple of days ago and it went really well, to be honest. Quali and race. So for once, I'm actually looking forward to a track and I feel quite confident. Usually I'm playing it down quite a lot, but for next week, I'm actually feeling pretty confident to at least be up there and compete for the win.
Really good stuff. Well done, Troy. Your sixth Grand Prix career in gold. Magnificent stuff indeed. Gurman, you came second today, and this is you've had a third, and now you've had a second, and you're on a rich run of form for both yourself and Ferrari coming into this race. But I feel that the safety car. Do you think that cost you today?
Um, no, because I don't think I would have caught Troy because he was like 6 seconds ahead. Like I don't know what tyre I was going to be like at the end, but I think the gap was too big anyway. But yeah, I'm on a pretty good run of form, quite a few podiums. Like I think that's like 4 and 5 now. So yeah, I'll take it.
And of course, how difficult is it? Because at the moment you're kind of in no man's land now with this rich run of form, as you're starting to break away from the two Alpines But at the moment, the gap between yourself and the top three is still quite mammoth. So, how difficult is it to give yourself a target for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, target's probably fourth. If we could restart the season from here, that'd be alright. But that's not going to happen. But yeah, target's fourth, and then next season to win it. But just trying to get a few wins this season with the races left, hopefully, and then push on next season.
And towards the end of the race, we've seen a couple of drivers coming in for the soft tires. Was you aware of those drivers that came in on the soft tires, and was you nervously looking over your shoulder?
Yeah, I thought it would be close with Percy and Boxer, but I knew they'd be very bad at the end of the race. If as long as I stayed out of the way before the last lap or two, I thought I'd be alright.
And of course, I think it was Wuter who had a 3 second penalty, and also the other Alpine had a 3 second penalty as well. But it looked like was you just managing the gap towards the end of that race then? Because the gap seemed to stabilise before Wuter had an incident at Stavilo.
Yeah, I was trying to keep in the 3 seconds, and then Izzet was backing me up, which I thought he would do to try and get Wooter out this 3 seconds, which he was, and then come round the end of sector two, and I just seen him spun luckily, so I'll take him any day.
Really well done today, Gurman. Fantastic stuff. And also, you've broken the 100-point mark as well for this season. Magical. And let's come to, I think it's Percy who finished third today. I've got to say, I'm absolutely beside myself with what happened in the end of that one. But Percy, my goodness me, I think that there was a lot of disgruntled fans in the comments there when you spun. What happened there earlier on the race?
Yeah, first of all, just want to say hello. It's been a long time since I've been on the podium, but yeah, I'm not too sure what happened. Took the same line pretty much every lap, and then obviously the lap I spun, I may have just had a bit more extra speed and just lost the rear. But yeah, it was a good recovery drive in the end.
Yeah, talking of which, the last time he was on the podium was back in Azerbaijan. Goodness gracious me! Of course, there's been a few highlights in that period, to say the least, between yourself and Boxtel. And I think Sirius Busher and Equals was getting ready for the popcorn against Ace. You two seem to find each other on track quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean it's safe to say I haven't had the greatest luck in the last couple of races, whether that's in qualifying or in the race itself. But yeah, I mean, pretty sure it was clean today of me and Boxer. I mean, I respect the guy. Yeah, and I hope he respects me too.
Well, to be honest, we certainly love it. I do enjoy a good old a good old bit of fisticuffs. It's fantastic. But now that you're back on the podium, yes, it's been a bit of an up and down last couple of races as well, with a fifth and a fourth. But now you're back on the podium going into the Dutch Grand Prix in round 15. How are you feeling about your championship chances now with Troy taking the lead in the championship? So are you now a bit worried?
I wouldn't say worried is the word. I just think I've got to minimise these little mistakes I've been making, like today in qualifying, coming up to the bus stop on my lap. I think I lost about 2 tenths, which cost me pole, and then of course in the race getting the damage, spinning as well. Yeah, got to minimise the mistakes, but yeah, I'm not worried to an extent.
And going back to the race then today, you boxed out and Immortal went onto the soft tires, I think, towards the end. Then, do you think was that a gamble, or was that like a measured approach then, because you knew that soft tires would get to the end and maybe elevate yourself up to a podium, which you did?
No, to be honest, I had to do it. I had no fresh sets of mediums left, and obviously with the wing damage, I wouldn't have been able to stay out and keep everyone behind. So I just thought I'll take the risk, go for the softs, and as you can see, it's paid off. I'm on the podium. A bit lucky with Wuta spinning at the end, but yeah, you have to make your own luck sometimes.
Exactly, it's to and fro, as they call it. So well done indeed, then. And that's our rostrum winners for today. Fantastic stuff. Box also said he respects you back then, so that's great stuff, Ben. As well, I still can't wait for you two to battle again in the Dutch Grand Prix and beyond as well. And do not forget that Troy has now taken the lead in the World Championship. That could be a massive statement of intent then for Troy then going on then. And we are going to the Dutch Grand Prix next week, I believe. Tomorrow night it is silver, and we're going to do it all over again. I bet you any money it's going to rain in silver, because it normally does, doesn't it? Especially with Farf involved. Of course, bronze is on at Tuesday night as well. It is very much a balancing act in bronze end, but Dynamo Dan is in a rich run of form. And of course, the 100% league, I think we are in the Dutch Grand Prix for the 100% league as well. So it's a bit of a preview, isn't it? Congratulations for Gurman for getting driver of the day with 69% of the vote. Nice. We'll see you tomorrow night with Knowles taking you through the action for silver. Goodbye.